Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new. I am on the hunt for some cottage shabby chic antiquities today. We are going car booting. The first car boot sale that we're going to visit is the Tallaght Stadium Car Boot Sale. This is on every Saturday. It could be on a Sunday too. It's on almost every weekend, weather dependent, and it's a really busy one. Some of you guys also mentioned this in a previous thrifting video, so I decided to get up early on a Saturday morning, no hangover, and go and check it out. It's really easy to find. It's a few minutes off the exit, the Tallaght exit for the M50, and if you head towards the stadium, it's also near the square in Tallaght. I arrived at this car boot sale at just after 8 in the morning, and it was busy, but apparently the stall holders start setting up from 6 a.m. I think it opens to the public at 8. It's free parking as well. But there was lots of people already here, so I reckon if you're early and you wanted to get first dibs on the bargains, you could get here early. There was loads of clothes, so similar to the Jamestown market that you would have saw about 2 or 3 videos ago. There was lots of clothes at that one as well. So if you're into that, if you're looking for something particular, sometimes I will look at the clothing to see if there's any fabrics that I like, if I want to use the fabrics for recycled projects, like recycled sewing projects. Then, like all good car boot sales, there was loads of random stuff. There was old power tools, there was old electrics, digital cameras. Who remembers the digital cameras and the flip phones? I do. There wasn't as much furniture if you're looking for pieces to flip, but then I realised it's a car boot sale and most people won't be able to fit lots of furniture unless it's a van. So there wasn't as many furniture pieces if you're looking for something to upcycle. But there was stalls that had lots of trinkets, some old teacups, tea sets, some lamps, smaller kind of decor pieces, and I did get some trinkets here. Hello, I'm on my phone. I'm after getting, I'm very basic, a pumpkin spice latte. I normally get a gingerbread, but I'm on the pumpkin spice now because 'tis the season. Oh, got a little mustachio there. There's another car boot sale, and I think today is its, second last weekend of it. It's in Straffan. So that was Tallaght, and I think that's every weekend, weather dependent. But now I'm going to go out to the one in Straffan because it's kind of like a loop back to my own house. Because Straffan, I mean, it's not dreadfully far. I'm kind of going back on myself. So it says, Google says it's 20 minutes, 27 minutes from here. But I thought it would be quicker from here. So let's go see if we can find some more treasure. I did get something in that car boot sale there. I got 2 little trinkets, which I'll show you when I get back. So hang on, I'll get my old seatbelt on. I hate when you drive on roads you're not familiar with, because you can't sing along on to the radio. You have to concentrate. Anyway, you should be concentrating on it anyway. Right, I'm hoping the roads aren't too busy. Does anyone else get a bit anxious on like busy unfamiliar roads? Back roads not so much, especially in the daytime. But I find sometimes if I go down the N7 and it's been a while, I'm like, oh my god, there's cars everywhere. Or if the M50 is too busy, I'm like, is there like motorway anxiety? I mean, I'm driving like what, since I'm 19, 18, so anyway, maybe it's just me. See you in a bit. Straffan Market is my favourite, and I am raging that I did not figure out that this was here before. First of all, the village of Straffan is adorable. I feel like Hyacinth Bouquet would live here. It's one of those cute picturesque villages, and it's not too far from Barberstown Castle. There's also the Straffan Tea Room and Antique Shop, which I did feature I think in a video from summertime, which if you scroll back you'll find. This had a lot of trinkets. There was a Royal Albert tea set, there was a Royal Albert Old Country Rolls, lots of old art, mirrors, but it wasn't too expensive. There was still some racks of clothing. There was people selling clothes and shoes and things like that, but they were a bit more kind of, not curated, that's not the word, but there wasn't as much. Whereas I feel like in the previous car boot sale, there was piles of clothes, whereas here people just had like a rack full of pieces. It was about 11 o'clock when I got here and it was busy. So if you are looking to possibly sell something, I feel like this would be a good car boot sale if you were selling some pieces. Really busy, you could get coffee as well, nice vibe, and I saw lots of people with their dogs as well. The Straffan Market is not like the Tallaght one. I don't think it's on every single weekend, and I do know that the day I was visiting was the second last weekend, so I think it finishes up the beginning of October. Don't think it goes over winter, but if you go onto their Facebook page, whether you're watching this in springtime, have a little look and you'll be able to find out when the next one is. And I'd love to know actually, have you ever sold at a car boot sale? Because I feel like that would be, that would be quite good, because I sometimes hang on to things that I've no use for, but I'm like, oh, I could sell that. I could put it up on a secondhand site and I could sell it. But I think a car boot sale could be fun because you can kind of chat to people and haggle, and then at least it's gone there and then as well. You're not arranging to kind of meet up or having to post things. So yeah, I'd love to know, have you ever done a car boot sale and have you had any success doing it? Oh my god, what a day. Okay, so that market is amazing, and I'm amazed I only discovered it now because I think it's got one more weekend and then it's done for, I think, the winter. Loads of bric-a-brac, and I got a copper pan. I got these beautiful brass candlesticks that the guy said came from America in an Irish pub, and I was like, you're giving me the story, sold. So I came out today not expecting to buy anything. I actually messaged Mr. Carrington because he's the king of car boot sales, and he was like, I'm actually on the way to a car boot sale. So I'm sure if you check out his channel you will see that he said he was heading to a new one. So I'm going to message him now and be like, car boot got me, because he's the same. He's like, as if I need anything else. But the car boot just happens. I've got some of my pumpkin spice left, so I'm going to head back. So it's 11:30 now. A lot of car boot sales, people tend to get there really early. I was at the one in Tallaght for 8:30, but the one in Tallaght, I think you can go there from, like, I think people set up from 6 a.m. That one was open since 8:45, and the guy who I bought the copper stuff off, he said that he had a load of stuff and someone came and bought it first thing. But that's okay, I only wanted a few trinkets for the kitchen. So I'm gonna head back now because all of the car boots tend to finish up at midday. Some people are starting to pack up there. It's not like an all day thing. So I'm gonna head back and then I will show you what I got. So today was a good day for the car boot sales. I got some absolute bargains. So I'll show you what I'm after picking up. I'm gonna start with my cheapest item of the day. I got this for 50 cents, and I was actually just walking out and I was looking at it and the guy said 50 cents and it's yours, and I was like, what? I couldn't even, but you wouldn't even buy the frame for 50 cents. So the artist is Tony Murray, but what I love about this is when you flip it over, so you can see this is a painting of, is it Dunlow? County Donegal? I think the G is not pronounced. So Dunlow, County Donegal. I've just realised that there is a phone number on it, and I don't want to, how would you say, give this man's personal details. So if anyone knows a Tony Murray painter, I was able to pick up this beautiful little cottage painting, and I just think it's really, really sweet. I think it's oil. I'm not sure, but it's something that I would love to be able to paint. So I got this for a bargain of 50 cents, and I think in like a gallery wall or something. I just think this would be really sweet. Now, my next few bargains have a story. And if you have a story and you're trying to sell me something, I will buy it. I will buy what you're selling. So I was looking actually for pillar candle holders, but it's because I bought a mold to try and make them. So make some DIY pillar candles. So I was keeping an eye out for little holders. So, oh, hang on, Bug is here. Bug might jump up. So I got the two of these. I think they're brass, but they're lovely and old. I actually like the kind of patina on them. So I got the two of these for 15, but they came out, they're not actually a matching set. I'll get a shot of them on the table, but they're two different heights and they're not identical. And they came out of a pub in America. So it was an Irish lad who had a pub. I don't know where in America, but he brought back a lot of stuff and he was after selling a load of copper. He had a load of copper pots and pans, but I got one of them. He gave me this for a £5 because I was after buying them, and sure look, I was giving him a 20 note, so he gave it to me for a £5. So this is giving French cottage kitchen, and like I'm not, well, you could clean it up, I suppose. Probably use it as a little copper pan, but I got it more so for like a little display piece in the kitchen. I think it'd be really sweet. So they were my copper loot. So I think they were, yeah, used as display items in a pub somewhere in America, and he brought them home. So they were my bargain. So it was 15 for the two pillar candle holders, and they're solid as well. And I think you can clean these with ketchup. I think that's a cleaning hack, isn't it? I've seen people clean up this material, this brassy material, with ketchup, but I kind of like the patina on it. Okay, the rabbit hole I have gone down. So I went on to, so I know that there is Irish pottery that is worth value. I think it could be Royal Tara because they've stopped making it. So if you have any old Royal Tara, well, you'll have to go and fact check me because I'm not sure if it's Royal Tara. But anyway, there is an Irish china. Hello, Bug. That is worth money. I did go on to I'm going to say Belik, that's how I would pronounce it. Could be Belik. I think it's Belik. And I went onto the website, and you can still buy shamrock china. There's lots of different, there's cute like gifts, and you can get like a table set as well. But so this one they have, it's not exactly like this. So this is like a wickery, it's like a basket kind of effect on it. So there is something similar on the website for €30, but because this is older and it has the kind of basket effect, could be worth more. And then this one, so the mini vase, there is a set of 4 mini vases on the website for €45. So I think I did all right with my €3. The reason why I like these is because of the shamrock, and I just think they're really sweet. And I have a cat teapot. I must find it. It's in the living room in the cabinet with shamrocks on it. I don't think it's a Belik. It's really, really old. It was my granny's. And yeah, I just love the little shamrock things, and I just thought this would be nice. I think I'm going to put it in the bedroom. I'm going to do like a little kind of autumn refresh in the bedroom. And I think that with a few little dry flowers in it would be really sweet. Now, the rabbit hole, when I was on the Belik website, hang on, let me see. You can do a tour of the ceramic place. So if you want to Google, it's in Enniskillen, So it's up north. It says it's 2.5 hours drive away. But you can do, so if you Google Bleak Visitor Centre, let me click on the website. So go on to bleakpottery.ie. Okay, so you can do a 30-minute guided tour, morning coffee and guided tour, afternoon tea and a tour. Now, hands-on experience, age 10 plus 2 hours advance booking necessary. How much is that? You get to personalise your own piece. So it says includes a 30-minute guided tour, time with a craftsperson, personalising your own piece, and then postage for your unique piece. So it does say when I'm on the website that has no, let me see if there's availability next month. I wonder, is it just a summer thing? It says to call them. That was really cool. And yeah, I just went down a rabbit hole because I was just Googling to see if those little pieces were worth anything. And I found out that they have a whole visitor centre and you can do a hands-on experience. So if you're visiting the west north of Ireland, Enniskillen is not too far from, so if you are touring the Wild Atlantic Way, if you were to, let's say you're going to like Mayo, Sligo, Enniskillen up to Donegal, you could totally put that in your itinerary because I think that would be really fun if you're into ceramics anyway. But I just thought I would share that little nugget with you. Now, my next little trinket. I was saying in a previous thrifty video how I love the earthenware pottery. It just gives me, I remember like they were in the house as a kid in like the late 80s and 90s, and I've seen them in like old Irish pubs as well. They have them kind of just on display. So I picked up this little whiskey jug. Now, there's no stamp on the bottom. I think it might be a kind of touristy trinket, but it's that lovely earthenware. It has like a whiskey thing on the front, looks like it's stamped on. It just says, I have a few good reasons for drinking, and one has just entered my head. If a man can't drink when he's living, how the hell can he drink when he's dead? I actually don't drink whiskey. Well, the only time I drink whiskey is if I have a flu or like a head cold, but it has to be a bad one. I have like a hot whiskey. A hot whiskey is lovely, and sometimes actually if it's really cold, I might have the odd hot whiskey, but I know Ireland, we're famous for the Irish whiskey, but I am not a big whiskey drinker. But I just thought this was adorable. I probably could put my whiskey in here, but this is one, I got this earthenware style. I got this, I think it was in the NCBI charity shop on Francis Street, which is now gone by the way, because it's still on the website that it's there and it's open, but it's actually gone. And I remember picking this up. So I got this only for a few euro in the NCBI. It's handy in the kitchen. I sometimes have flowers in her, and then sometimes I just put spoons and stuff. But I got this one at the Tallaght Car Boot, and I think it was €2. Where should we be getting the prices? So that's the thing. Actually, I was chatting to Mr. Carrington because I had texted him, and because he is the king of the car boot sales. So I actually noticed that a lot of myself and Mr. Carrington have the same following, I think, because sometimes if I'm watching his videos, especially his car boot ones, I'll recognise some of the handles who comment on my channel that comment on his, which is really nice to see. But if you don't already follow him, his handle is just Mr. Carrington. So I actually messaged you and I was saying I am channeling you today because I was going car booting, and this whole kind of style of video to go to the car boot sale was definitely inspired by Mr. Carrington. But I sent him a picture of my loot to see if he approved. Honestly, I went out not expecting to buy anything. A little tip, I did make sure to obviously get cash. I did buy some honey, which I'll show you now. She had like a sum up card so you could pay with card, but obviously car boot sales, you're gonna need the cash. So I did pit stop in a garage, and I've noticed that a lot of things are kind of like €2, €3, €4. So if you have change, it might be a good place to kind of get rid of the change. I had fivers as well, which was really handy because I didn't want to take all of the seller's change. But actually, as I was texting Mr. Carrington, he was saying that he went to a new car boot. So he was sharing his loot. So if you head on over to his channel, he probably has already a car boot. Well, he has loads of car boot sales and bargain videos. If you're into that, you'll love his channel. But he might have what he was filming today already up on his channel. Now for my next bargain, this was €5. €5. I thought she was gonna say, I don't know, like 20. €5. I think it's because It's kind of vintage. She had bigger ones that were more modern and they were more expensive. So I don't know, maybe some people, they think this is too old-fashioned, but that's what I'm after, the old-fashioned floral print. So I've been looking for this type of print actually for the kitchen. The reason why we're in the bedroom is because it reminds me of, okay, you can't see, I'm gonna adjust the camera. It reminds me of this one that I got in the charity shop. And remember I painted the frame because I just didn't like the frame, but it's that same, I don't know, isn't it quite similar? Obviously it just has the gold frame, but it's that similar style. I'm sorry, my filmmaking is not good at the minute. Is that any better? I'll get a better shot of the two of them. But yeah, I thought for 5-year-old, the frame is just damaged at the back, just where the clasp is just, you can see where someone has taped it to try and stick the claspy thing on. So it's old enough because you can see that the sellotape on the back has deteriorated, so that will come off. Yeah, I was delighted with that for 5-year-old. It might actually look nice in this room, but I am looking for things like this for the kitchen wall. So that was my bargain. I don't know if you can see, but Miss Bjuggy, hello, you're looking very regal. It's a bit chilly, so she's not going outside today. Although the window's open, she's like, no. My last bargain is some heather honey, and I know what you're thinking, aren't you supposed to be a beekeeper and you're buying honey? Yes, because I got no honey this year, so I'm a beginner beekeeper. Yeah, there's always next year. Although she was saying that it wasn't a great year for the honey, but if you can get your hands on heather honey, so I wouldn't even be able to get heather honey because you have to bring your bees up a mountain. Yeah, up, you have to bring them up where there's going to be heather, and heather is also really hard to process. You have to use a press. It's not processed the same way as like your summer honey, but it tastes amazing. I didn't know it even existed or it was a thing until I did the beekeeping course. In the beekeeping course in springtime, we got to taste all of the different like flavors of honey and the different types, and when I tasted the heather honey, oh my god. And also when you taste proper honey, it's very hard to go back to what you get in the supermarket, you know, the really kind of processed stuff. And a lot of honey as well gets mixed in with stuff from China, and yeah, I try now to get the honey from the beekeepers. So if it's someone in the association, if it's any of my bee friends who have some extra honey, or buy from a local beekeeper. Now, this is actually Kildare beekeeping supplies. They sell they sell the beekeeping equipment, so if you need frames or nooks or boxes or hives, this is their honey. I was chatting to the girl and she was saying that she has 2 apiaries and 100 hives. So she was saying like her partner does a lot of the kind of like checking on the hives, because I can only imagine how long it takes to check 100 hives. But it was really nice to meet another beekeeper and also support them. And like if you could smell this, heather honey tastes like the smell of the flower. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just smells beautiful. And also every second person I have chatted to this week, and my poor nephew was smothering. He had like a fever for a couple of days. He wasn't well at all. And everyone I'm speaking to has a cold or like just bad colds. And I think it's because it's, you know, that time of year, back to school season as well. Blame the kids. It's not their fault. But, you know, I just feel like it's the change in the weather. But if you take a little spoonful of honey every day, especially if it's local, I honestly, maybe it's placebo, but I do think it helps stop the snots, you know? Boost the immune system. We'll do anything for a little boost to the immune system. So yeah, if you're overseas, I'm sure like wherever heather grows, like is probably where you will get some heather honey. But I do know it is a bit more expensive because it's processed, it's harder to process, and also the beekeeper has to move his bees to a location where there is heather. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this slightly different style of video. Let me know if there's any markets you want me to check out. I'll link to a good Facebook page that I found that is, because I know sometimes you can find a Facebook page but it's not updated often, so you're like, is the market on? Isn't it on? So there's a good one, and I shared actually car boot sales from around Ireland. It wasn't just Dublin, because I know today I think there was an ad for like a Longford one, and there was a Cavan car boot sale. So if you are all over Ireland, I'll leave a link to that Facebook page, and there's a good website as well. But I don't know what it's going to be like coming into winter with the darker mornings, if the car boot sales still go ahead. They do say that a lot of them are weather permitting, and obviously the weather in Ireland, some days it's the height of summer and then it changes within an hour and it's raining again. But I will leave a link to them because that's how I found the ones for today. So yeah, let me know if there's any hidden gems of car boot sales. I imagine in winter there might be more indoor markets, community halls maybe, I don't know. I've got the car boot sale bug. When you can get, definitely I've done like a couple of thrifting and salvage yard videos, and the cheapest place to get stuff is the car boot sale style of markets. Like you can get things 50p, €1, €2. They're even cheaper probably than some of the charity shops that I've been to around Dublin. And yeah, if you're looking for a bargain, you do have to have an open mind and be willing to have a rummage. I didn't see an awful lot of furniture today either. I do have a playlist if you like this style of video. It's like a little thrifting kind of secondhand, going on a ramble. So if you want to get some inspiration for locations, I will leave a card for that playlist if you want to check it out. For my regular viewers, you notice us, cheeky thumbs up. If you're new, say hello in the comments section, introduce yourself to the community, and I will see you in the next video.